You saw the title of the video. Let's get started. Anby. What is there to dislike about her? Absolutely none. This is the face of Zone Zero. How can you not like Anby? She loves to help out the cunning hares. She even goes out of her way to help out Nicole, not even going through scams, actually doing hard, honest work. I'm actually more interested in her and Harin actually getting closer. But there's nothing wrong with her. This is the ZZZ mascot. Yeah, she's instantly going into love. Yeah, I love this character. Billy! In this house, we stand with Billy. There is not one person that could tell me that there's anything wrong with Billy. This is ZZZ's Deadpool. He is the life of cunning hares. Nothing but love from my dude. Nicole. I've never liked Nicole. She's one of the OGs, yes, but nah, I can't see much. I've never liked her. And not only does this lady owe me money, but she's a scammer. She literally scammed Miyabi out of Tailless. She scams people on the regular. Even though the Cunning Hares is a legitimate business, a lot of it goes through a lot of illegal activities. None of it ever pays off in the end. In fact, it usually ends up with them being in a f***ed up situation where someone else has to bail them out. Mostly Phaethan. The only thing I can respect her for is standing in front of Miyabi for me. Standing in front of Miyabi means you are ready to die. Nicole is willing to give up her life for me. You know what? I don't like her really, but I respect that she was willing to die for me. I was gonna put her in the dislike list, but I can't do it. Nah. Corin. I don't think it's about liking or disliking this character. It's so much that I just wish she had more screen time. Anytime when Corin's on the screen, it's always, I give it my best, but I never get to see, like, the results of her training. Like, I see her jumping at me on screen or fighting some enemy, but I wish I saw more of her. She's definitely a great supporter, and she actually is cool with my favorite character in the game. If I gotta spend more time with a character through hangout events, that's just non-canon material. I guess I'd like her, but I more or less pity that I don't really get to see much of her. Ben Bigger. Again, another one of these characters that I don't really get to see that much in story, unless it's an event. I guess I respect the fact that he saved our asses at the beginning of the game, and actually saved our asses towards the end of 1.4, I believe. He's the cool guy, I respect him. Anton is definitely one of those characters that I wish was a lot stronger in-game, but I really respect him in story mode. He's the reason why his Swabian temple looks as cool as it does now. And he's gotta be like the strongest human character to me. I think he's definitely the strongest human character, based on how he was acting when I first met him. I respect him, but I actually do like him. First person that I like actually in the story. That's cool. Soukaku definitely falls under the category of characters I wish I just seen more. Soukaku definitely has a dark past, but the thing about her is that because she has Yanagi as a surrogate mother to support her, she doesn't really face a lot of challenges, so she's definitely just somebody that's just around. I don't like or dislike her, but I just wish I saw more of her. Lucy. Never really liked this girl. First scene, already attacking her teammates, just a rude bitch overall. Like, I just can't find anything to like about her. If anyone likes this character, it must be because they just like rude bitches. You just like rude girls, and you like them being rude to you. Like, she only just met Zhao, and she was already being rude to the character, saying to not trust them, even if they look all soft and squishy. You just met this person, and you're already like that? So you mean if I meet Lucy in real life, this is how she's gonna be towards me? Get this bitch out of here. Piper. Yeah, this is definitely an Aaron conundrum, because I don't see them a lot, and the only time I see them, it's either in an event, or just usually just doing their own thing, just hanging out and about. 2 appearances that I can remember offhand, which was when we first met her, then when she was bailing us out with her awesome driving skills. That was actually really cool. That whole scene where she freaking wagged her finger and saying, It was just like, yo, you think you can drive? Let me show you how. And made them crash. Of course, we got bodied in the end, but that was a really cool moment with Piper. I don't see a lot of her, but I respect her for trying to save my life in that situation from those mercenaries. Nekomiya. I love this character. I don't know what other people's reasons for liking Nekomiya, but just a simple fact. This character went from, I'm going to kill you for killing somebody that took me in when I had no place to go, from understanding that she made a bad call, to now she's going to sacrifice herself for people that she doesn't consider family just to make up for her mistake, to then was going to exit peacefully. So she was going to leave the story mode, but if it wasn't for Anby sticking around and, trying to talk her into staying, then Nekomiya wouldn't still be with us today. Something about the cat girls in Hoyoverse, that's speed, man. And it correlating into their playstyle, I just love rushing down and attacking enemies. It's so cool. Instant love. Koleda. I guess this is another one of those situations where even though she is cool, like her design is cool, she's not exactly memorable for me. I can't bring up a moment, aside from her dark past with her father, that she's done anything critical. Just like with Ben, I respect the fact that not only was she able to get past her father's whole mistakes and trying to rebuild her company again, and then protecting us in 1.4, backing us up with that fight, after that, she just kind of faded. Like, I haven't really seen much of this character. Even though after we all met up back at the beach, I can't really remember a moment where she really did anything. So yeah, I definitely respect her for backing us up. Grace. This character. I usually never have an issue with characters who are genius-wise and actually have layers to the character other than just being ordinary. But my issue with this character, not only has this woman endangered us in the very first scene that she shows up in, this woman is willing to commit crimes in order to get close to constructs. That's how crazy she is. She's willing to test the law and kidnap Qingyi. How the hell is this woman not in jail right now? I don't know how. Did Koleda vouch for her? Did the proxy vouch for her? How did she get out of that situation? Yeah, this character is a little too confusing for me. You know what? I pity her. I just don't understand it. Lycaon, I respect Lycaon. I respect his story mode for saving that girl. He did not have to go out of his way to do that. And just about every single time when he's on screen, he's always helpful and he's always just chill. His fight with Hugo was one of the sickest scenes I've ever seen in this game. Like, right at that moment when they were fighting, Hugo would have been dead right there. This is the kind of guy you always can go to if you ever have a question or willing to solve a problem. But yeah, I love Lycaon. Lycaon's chill. Rina. Rina kind of falls into the pity category for me, honestly, because she's another one of these, I saw you in story mode, and then after that, I think every single other time that I see you is either through an event, and that's about it. An event shows up, and then you pop up, and then I just don't see you for like the rest of the game. So I really don't see Rina like that, other than the fact that, she's just a maid. There's gotta be more to this character other than just, looking mysterious and flying around. After story mode, it was just all events. Yeah, I pity I didn't really get to see much. Harin. You are tied to your sister. I need to see more of you. I can't wait until we learn more about your past, who you're a clone of, and are you actually weaker than Anby? I need you and your sister to run the ones at some point. He doesn't see Anby as like, a problem or a traitor or anything. Just a coward. I don't think Harin's gonna be a problem, like Anby predicts that she might be a problem, and if she is, that she'll only go after Anby. Nah, not with Proxy still around. I cannot wait until these two eventually meet again. Evelyn. It's a personal thing. I don't like characters that have an attitude, they just roll with it. Like, maybe I just don't like emo girls, or just girls with this look of just they're bored when you're around. They just don't care whether you're there or not. And I think that's why when she reappeared in story mode, they made her likable. Like, she went out of her way to help out her friends, but anyone with powers and has friends, I don't see why she wouldn't do that. First impressions are important. When I think Ellen, I just think modern day high school girl that doesn't really care about anything by hanging with her friends and doing whatever she wants to do other than working. If I met this girl and she acted like that, the way she was in the beginning, where she was just so aloof and did whatever she wanted like that, I don't know. I can respect the fact that she is a good fighter and that she did help us out when she was in the Hollow, but personality-wise, even though they did try to make her likable, first impressions are important. Yuen. This is what you call a woman that has her shit together. All the duties that she has, plus being a captain, but she's able to manage her life and do everything in order and keep her people in order. She's very competent. I love this character. Qingyi. He actually gives off the same vibes as Yuen for me, being competent and always wanting to do the right thing. My thing with her is that I always had the feeling that she knew that we were faith in, but she kind of kept it to herself. But other than that, the only way we're ever meeting Qingyi is either through some event, like the event where we found out about Joyous and all the Weight Hunters work together. Didn't really get to see much of her after that. I guess I could say that I like her because not only is she very helpful in gameplay, but character-wise, she's a very dependable police officer, so I like Qingyi. She's cool. Jane Doe. This rat has got to be the most unknowing existence, the most incompetent, most useless character in all of Zone Zero. I absolutely do not like this character. Reason one, she's a copycat. Dude, she is literally 5-star Piper with a mix of Nekomiya. Instead of giving us S-rank Piper and a way better Nekomiya, they go and create a character to spite Nekomiya. Her ultimate is literally Nekomiya's ult, but slower. But here's my issue with that. That makes her unoriginal. She's literally sloppy seconds. Number two, she's incompetent. You mean to tell me that the woman that was supposed to be the specialist went undercover and got exploited? I've seen characters put in similar situations where they had to fight a whole horde of Hollow Raiders and they did it by themselves. And in lore, or at least I think in lore, they're actually meant to be weaker than Jane Doe. But Jane Doe is getting weakened in battle and was almost about to die if Seth didn't save her? How did it flip around to Seth saving her ass while being cuffed? And then you're about to die anyway, and then you get saved by a whole horde of cops at the very end? If one day that Nekomiya and Jane run the fade, Nekomiya is beating Jane's ass. Oh man, I can't stand this character. I'm gonna make it very quick with Seth. Seth, I'll put you a like. If not for him, Jane Doe's ass would be dead. Caesar. I love Caesar. This woman has what it takes to be an overlord. Was about to turn her ass into a literal burning corpse just so that everybody can have oil. On top of being extremely nice and really cool, she deserves all the respect in the world. Don't like how Lucy treats her, but she has leadership qualities. So I love the fact that she's willing to do whatever it takes to make sure her people are taken care of. Burnice, the party girl, the outer ring. I love this girl. I love this character. She's so funny. I just made a video on her. That was the last video, actually. I usually don't like anomaly characters, but her playstyle, it's super easy. And she's super strong, too. There's not really much to her character in story mode, aside from just being that bubbly figure that you just love having around you. Always there for a laugh, always making sure you're well taken care of, so she's a nice barista and a chill person. Yeah, she's going way up there. Yanagi. She's basically Zhu Yuan, but with a child. Not the main person in her group, but definitely very competent. She can take care of situations that Miyabi obviously wouldn't want to put up with. She's definitely someone I can depend on. Really chill. I respect her. Yeah, you're going up there, girl. Lighter. Oh, man. Lighter is literally what we all wanted to be when we were kids growing up. We wanted to be one of the tough guys, either in biker groups or just anybody that no one would want to with. I love Lighter literally because of how cool he is and the way he fights, dude. He just throws hands. Super chill, doesn't really give a shit about if you're in his face or whatever. If it's time to throw hands, he's ready. Harumasa. It's weird. Like, Harumasa, I like his playstyle, especially that he's one of those agents, those limited agents that got enhanced. I like his playstyle, but in real life, I hate lazy people. There's something about a lazy person that just rubs me the wrong way. And it's crazy because he's actually a very sickly person. He's a sick person that could turn into an ethereal any day rather than, you know, actually going out and finding the cure or doing something about it, I guess, on a daily. He actually does spend his leisure time calling out of work. How does this guy still have a job? You know, if he wasn't actually as good as he was, I think Miyabi would have fired him a long time ago. He's competent in the battlefield, and I do respect him for getting kicked for me. I respect him for that moment, but I don't like the whole lazy persona. So I'm not gonna wait for these random moments where he does some act of kindness, but any other day, if I needed some help and you dipping out on me just to make an excuse and hang out somewhere, I don't like that. Miyabi, strongest character in Zone Zero, and on top of that, she is voiced by my favorite female VA in all of gaming and anime. What is there to dislike? Astra Yao, best support in Zone Zero, and for some reason, doesn't really show up that much. I guess her story was pretty linear. I mean, she's an idol, and we got to meet our idol for the first time. Was the first girl to kiss Proxy, kinda, I guess, if you could call that, you know, indirectly. She didn't leave much of an impression on me. I mean, she's just one of those pretty faces that's like, no, I know who you are, but again, don't really see that much of you. And when I do see you, it's always some small contained event, usually centered around music. I guess I like her, but I wouldn't go as far as say that I love her. Evelyn. See, the thing is, I love her playstyle, but I didn't spend really any time with this character. I think I'll just put her in respect. I don't really have much to say about her except, you know, she has some good gameplay, but other than that, you know, she didn't really leave a lasting impression on me, other than the fact that she's gonna do anything she can to protect her boss, but that's usually only how she feels about her boss. But any other character is just kind of whatever. Instead of respect, I'll put her in pity. Pulchra. Honestly, I really don't know how to feel about Pulchra. Again, she falls under this whole don't really see her that much, and then when I do see her, it's usually her just, being rude to Burnice or being annoyed by her. But she did flat out tell Burnice that if Burnice ever lost, or if the Sons of Caledon ever got weaker in any way, shape, or form, that she would just ditch us. Like, the Sons of Caledon isn't family to her, or at least she didn't outright say it. So yeah, I hate characters like that. They'll just drop you when you're in your weakest state. So it's really business, not really love or anything. I hate characters like that. I'll leave her down there. Trigger. Oh man, I pity this character. Not only for the fact that she lost her eyes, but just the simple fact that I don't really see her that much in story mode. But this is the kind of character that you definitely do want watching her back in case anything dumb happens. I want to see more of her. She definitely loves Phaethon, would definitely go out of her way to protect Phaethon and spend more time with Phaethon. But other than that, it just feels like Vivian to me, really. But I just wish I saw more of her, so I'll just put her in the pity. Like, I pity you. I wish I just got to see more of you. Vivian. I love Vivian because she's one of those characters in the game that was prepared to die for Proxy. Vivian is still holding a secret of the reason why she loves or has looked up to Proxy, because Proxy apparently did something in the past that made her love Phaethon so much. So until I learn what that is, I will always love this character, simply because whatever Phaethon did made her the woman she is today. So we're definitely putting you up there. Hugo. This man's past is one of bloodshed and just darkness. And the fact that he got through it all while even protecting someone on his side and even protecting more people on top of that and fighting through so much hardship just to get to where he is right now is worthy of respect. Yi Xuan. Her story is dark. Losing her sister and then taking over Swabian Temple and taking care of other disciples. She really has her work cut out for her. I love her dynamic with teaching Belle on how to use her powers and even teaching her new techniques. I don't see Belle using that much in main story mode, but I definitely think it did help. The whole point of Belle being the disciple of Yi Xuan was just for her to control her powers of being able to not only just heal people who are corrupted, but also to keep herself in check as well. I don't think that Belle actually paid attention or learned enough. That's why she actually went crazy and nearly killed Billy and them. I like the fact that she didn't need to use Belle as a crutch the entire time just to get through all of her hardship, but it was still nice seeing how she was able to cope with her past and be able to move on and continue running Swabian Temple with the rest of her disciples. I respect her. Han. Don't really have anything negative or anything bad to say, other than the fact that he is a chef and he can cook up a nice meal. I mean, he's cool though, and he was even funny in the very first scene that I seen him trying to save that cat, even though Yi Xuan was the one that actually saved the cat in the end. But I think it's always best to keep your health up. I think that's what he always emphasizes on. I respect him. Fufu. A lot of this character was definitely inspired by Nekomiya. The way she stands, the way she runs, but I'm not going to give her the unoriginality nonsense that I gave Jane Doe earlier. She definitely is a likable character, always trying to prove that she's fierce, even though she is ridiculously cute. I don't think she'll ever prove that she's ferocious or someone to be feared, unless you're getting your ass kicked by her, but yeah, she's definitely someone that I love. She's one of those lovable characters. I may hate Pulchra, but that whole scene with her and Pulchra and Nekomiya hanging out at the beach was really cute. I loved Fufu. Yuzuha. Very bratty, very mischievous. She's harmless though, but she does make things interesting. I think it's her relationship with Alice that I actually like a lot. Even though she had a dark past and Alice's father actually being the one that saved her, it was just a weird way on how to get these two girls that kind of dress very similarly, well, hairstyle-wise, to get to know each other. So I really do wish these two the best. Actually, they're both gonna go into like for me. Alice and Yuzuha. They're a package deal, these two. Whoever created Alice has to have seen Soul Eater. That person, whoever you are, whoever is the one that created Alice, you are a Soul Eater fan. That's why she looks the way she does and why she acts the way she does. I refuse to believe that this character was invented with the purpose of not having some sort of reference to Soul Eater. Seed. I got beef with your voice actress, but your characterization is very sad. No parents, no past other than being from Helios because you're tied to Proxy in some way. That's literally the only thing that ties Seed to the story, long term. I don't know if they're ever going to get back into that because the current story seems to be delving into that a little bit. Till Seed gets brought back into that whole fold, I really do wish that we got to see more of her. And I really do feel bad for her that her entire team lied to her about the whole Seed Senior situation, and then her going crazy and then just getting over it. That was a very painful story mode. It just made me feel gross lying to her. I extremely pity her. She did not deserve what she got. I guess I kind of feel the same way about Orphie, because not only is Orphie a clone of Magus, but she ended up losing Isolde in the end, trying to work it out and, make her face her crimes, but Isolde wasn't having none of that. I really do feel bad that there was literally nothing but you gotta move on and become a better person than Isolde. I guess I respect the fact that she was able to take down her teacher. Other than that, yeah, I guess it's out of respect that she's where she is right now. Lucia, another one of these characters that lost their parents, lost her father from a long time ago, only for this man to show up again as a ethereal, and you had to kill him. I definitely do respect Lucia having the strength to get through all that. She's also really funny with her fascination with ethereals. I'll never get over that. Why does she like ethereals so much? Maybe I missed something in the story mode, but it is what it is. Manato, my dude. You are literally how I feel about Billy. You only deserve nothing but love and respect. This man has had our back since the day we set foot in Wi-Fi. He blocks us from a door that's about to crash into us, literally just shrugged it off as like just a little wound, fought a sacrifice right after that, defeating it, and then went to fight some more. Story mode hyped him up so much, he even went so far as to fight his own version of himself. Does he deserve to be at S rank? Obviously. Definitely one of those characters that you can count on. Get Hari. Other than saving her and also helping out Lucia, I can't really say there was a moment where I was like, wow, this character is great. This character is awesome, and I can't wait to see more of her. She's another character that lost her parents. There are some characters that didn't have parents, but she lost both of hers in the hollow. Poor girl. Dialyn. Another one of these characters with a dark story. No parents and can hear the voices of the dead. Don't really remember too much about her. And she's another one of these characters that didn't leave too much of an impression on me. Well, other than being, I guess, a really good business operator, she's very reliable. I respect her. She does her job. Banyue. He had a dark past, pretty similar to Billy. Now he's strong now when trying to get over it. I really got nothing much to say about him other than the fact that he looks badass as hell. Zhao. Ever thought I'd see the day where someone that looks this cute would have a badass moment trying to protect Proxy and Ye? Didn't really like this character in the beginning because literally she's basically how I feel about Pulchra now. All business, no relationship. Everything that we do together is just cost benefit. As long as I'm useful to you, that's the only reason why you're gonna approach me. But obviously, Belle and Ye Xiaoguang kind of break her out of that a little bit, so she grew from the experience by being with Proxy. But the thing is, she still kind of acts like it. When she breaks out of that habit, maybe I'll like her in the future, but if the only reason why this character would ever approach me is if I'm useful, then that just means you're just looking for some value. The connection isn't genuine, so nah, I don't like her. Ye Xiaoguang. She's definitely one of the void hunters that I definitely respect. And this character just so happens to be voiced by Kachina in Genshin Impact. I loved Kachina's story because her story resembles a lot of Ye Xiaoguang's. A character that's trying to prove herself and get stronger. I don't know if that's a typecast with the voice actress, but I definitely do love an underdog story where they do grow. The thing about Ye Xiaoguang, though, that actually rubs me the wrong way, is the fact that she's a liar. I don't like Ye Xiaoguang's lying. Like, throughout story mode, she kept saying that she was going to stop and she wouldn't keep going, but she would not listen and literally put herself in danger. This is the person that said that she doesn't like being cooped up in a cage and being protected from the world. But the second she goes out in the world, she's about to die. If it wasn't for me going to get her brother to save her, she would have died the very first time around. And if I didn't go through all those swords to get myself cut up and everything and pull her out of that situation, I was going to kill her again, she would have died and all of us were going to go down. And then everything else would have been up to Miyabi at that point. Or Faith in losing her mind after losing Ye Xiaoguang in that moment. It's not like with the other characters that were going to give up their lives for a particular situation. Ye Xiaoguang was literally trying to die. Yeah, we ended up saving her in the end, but she lied multiple times. So even though her heart is in a good place and she does mean well, if you don't pay too much attention to her, she will end up giving herself up and being a martyr. I don't like characters that will lie to my face and just leave themselves to die, because essentially what you're saying is you don't care how I feel, like my feelings when you're gone. Instant regret when this girl finally died and she was gonna do it again. No, I dislike that about her. Suna. There's literally only one reason why I like Suna. It's from the simple fact that she's able to juggle multiple duties at once and come out on top of it. Sure, she ran away and, needed some therapy to get back, but you're a young girl trying to make it in the idol business, it's not easy. Are the Angels of Illusion gonna surpass Astra? I don't know. We'll have to see. Well, I like her. She's pretty cool. Arya. She didn't make too much of a big impact. I'm glad with Arya, she finally accepts her place in the Angels of Illusion. It's really nice that she's able to not be a third wheel every single time, glued in with her homegirls. Nangguang's the kind of girl that's like, her heart's in the right place, but she's always messing around. And even though her situation and chemistry with Suna was very heated towards the end of that story, it always came from a place of she definitely just wanted the best for Suna and her to break out of that shell of she can't do it. So I honestly would be on Nangguang's side if I was always seeing my friends having the defeatist mentality. I feel pretty much the same way about these three. They're just underdogs just trying to make it out there in the social media life. Cissia. I'll never get over the fact of how funny her interactions is with Billy these days, but Jesus Christ, I definitely do respect the fact that she was able to make a stand against someone that she feared ever since she was a child. Even though I don't really understand her outfit choice, I definitely do respect her for standing up to Promeia. Yeah, I respect her. Promeia. This character confuses me so much. Why does she cuff herself in the middle of a fight? I'll never understand why she does that. You know why I don't understand it? Because right after she got her ass kicked by Phaethon, she's using both of her arms to pick up her weapon. If that's what you would do if you're actually in a fight, then why are you cuffed? I really don't know where to put her on this. I'll just pity her. I pity her because I don't really understand her too well, and I don't hate her or dislike her, so I guess I'll just leave it at that. Pyrois. Man, Belle was gonna have to face her past eventually. I do like the fact that Pyrois is able to run that fast, like literally the fastest run in the whole game. Can for some reason pocket dimension her allies into her chest. Like, that's crazy. Her whole setup is really cool. It's actually pretty dark seeing Pyrois kill everyone in the cutting hairs in that story mode, but Belle wasn't gonna let that happen. So the fact that Belle was able to awaken her powers finally and reach some sort of understanding with her power, I respect Pyrois. Velina. When I say there have been many times where I think we should have been locked up, this character kept us from getting locked up. We didn't really get to spend that much time with her since most of the story was us just listening to her talk or trying to understand how we can get treated. She was definitely really helpful, and the fact that everyone was glazing her towards the end of the story was actually pretty funny. I respect her. Norma. A child genius that fails a lot, so I guess we're gonna have to wait for her to become a woman in order for her to master her craft. And if it wasn't for her, we actually would have snapped a lot sooner, so she did help us out in the beginning by giving us that pendant before we got that W engine. Actually, you know what, I'm gonna like her for that one. Alright, so yeah, that's the list. I didn't expect it to look like this, honestly. I thought I was gonna hate a lot more characters. I'm thinking of doing HSR next, or Genshin. We'll see which one I do first.